Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to be reading Ringside, a comic that's got a little violence, a little wrestling, and a lot of drama. We begin the story with the training center above a small convenience store on the corner. In this training center, we find that two young men are inside a wrestling ring training, while on the outside of it, two older men are watching. The two old men reminisce about old times, talk about old trade secrets, about selling to the fans, about working with the fans. Something they don't do anymore. You see, these kids need someone with real technical skill, someone who can teach them to actually work a crowd, someone who appreciates the artistry, that wrestling's more than high-flying and rings strewn with broken glass, someone old school. As one of the old men gets ready to leave, the other hands him a parting gift, a wrestling magazine, something to remind him of the old times. We then find ourselves backstage at a wrestling event. Are you out of your mind? You can't abort the crash of Reynolds angle now. Not my call, Reagan. Then who made the call? Who else? Up top. How long have you been in creative now? You should be used to the plan switching mid-show. Wait, what's Crasher doing out there? We've got no plan now. You know how it is, buddy. Plan or no plan. The show must go on. While this is going on, we find Reynolds in the back locker room, staring up at the TV. He should have been out there. However, an older man behind him reminds him that he should just be happy that he has a contract, that someone's still paying him to be around here doing nothing. While the old timer reminds the young lion he should be happy he has a job, his phone goes off. You have a collect call from Dan. Press 1 to accept. Dan, like Daniel Kenosis, gotta be the only dude I know calling from a payphone in this day and age. We find out that Dan was a man from the beginning of our story, and he's asking if he can meet up for dinner later, as he's just landed in San Francisco. Thankfully for this old-timer, he's got a chauffeur that can drive him to dinner. This trip related to business at all? You signing on for a return? Strictly personal. Finally cleaning up something from way back. Not like there's an opening there for me anyway. Sure, didn't think so. Really too bad you never patched things up. Be real nice if I wasn't the only man on the roster. These young bloods are driving me nuts. But I get it, some things can't be reconciled. As Dan exits out of the airport, he hears someone call his name. Look you, man, fresh off the boat. How was the trip? I'm in one piece. Happy to see it for sure. As Dan gets in the car, the man giving him a ride asks if he minds if he swings him by the office. He wants to show him something before he drops him off again. Terrence, say hello to my oldest friend, Dashin' Danny Kenosis. Just Dan. Alright, Dan, level with me. There ain't no way your last name is actually Kenosis, yeah? That's so. Ain't no last name I've ever heard of. It's a tourist attraction. And man, I lived in Greece. After Danny and Terrence have a few words, Andre, the man that picked up Danny, finally gets to show him what he wanted. What do you think, buddy? A total rebranding. Minotaur bail bonds. We can even use your old catchphrase. No one escapes the Minotaur. All you gotta do is work the front. Be in a couple ads. People are gonna love it. Danny Kenosis and Andre Alleghetti, back in business, yeah? Well, let me ask you something. Are you kidding me? What? It's a good opportunity. You should know better. Minotaur's not mine. Corporate's got it tied up from here to Kingdom Come. I start flagging your wares under that name and we're going to get real sued. I don't own a thing from back in the day. But what about thanks but no thanks? All I need is a ride. Dan gets that ride for Andre and gets left in front of a house. It is here we run into an old Marine buddy of Danny's. The two sit outside, drinking a beer and enjoying a fire. Level with me here, Mr. K. Sure. You aren't back to connect with an old Marine buddy, are you? Not entirely, no. Had to get back to town real quick. Okay, is this some big mystery, or are you going to open up? After a little bit more prodding, Danny comes clean. It's Teddy. On a scale of 1 to 10, how awful is everything? On a scale of 1 to 10? Like I said, it's Teddy. He's rarely below a full 10. Didn't you guys break up 500 years ago? As here we see that Teddy made a phone call to Danny, telling him he messed things up, and Danny deciding that he can be there within 48 hours. So here we cut to the diner, where we see the old timer and young blood waiting for Danny. Danny walks in and they all shake hands and pleasantries. How long you been working, Reynolds? Signed into CMW a little over a year ago, but I've been training since I was 19. Not bad. You saving your money? Trying to. Save your money. Yeah? Yeah, because one day this gravy train you're on is gonna stop rolling. After dinner, they all walk out into the parking lot. You're really being too kind, man. You didn't have to pay for the whole bill. It was mostly for him. Can't imagine he's getting a per diem. Being young's rough. Being old ain't? Sure and getting worse. Next, we find Dan sitting alone at a bar. Excuse me, you Dan Kenosis? Yep. Oh, thank God. I'm really glad you're still here. You're meeting Teddy, right? Yeah. No, he's not doing too well then. I've been taking care of him for a while and he's really not okay. Two stand and walk out. As soon as Dan steps out, he's jumped by a gang. So here's how things are gonna work. First thing, don't resist. It's not going to end well. Second thing, you're going to book the first return flight back to Tokyo. Third thing, forget all about our mutual friend. You're going to move on. Dan tries to put up a fight, but how many there are and the weapons they have, he doesn't stand a chance and gets knocked out. Face it, big man, it's over. Time to go on home. The next morning, we see that Dan has gotten back to his friend's house, leaving a trail of blood along the way. Dang, Dan, you're home late? Everything okay? Jesus, the hell happened to you? Got in a fight. Let me get you patched up at least, but we should get you to a hospital. No time. What's your rush? You still holding? Holding? What do? Holding. Alright, holding. It's in the shed. It is here in the shed that we see what she's holding. A large stockpile of weapons. What exactly are you hoping to do here, Dan? Things went south pretty hard today. Got a lot I need to take care of, and a lot I gotta do. And all this here, it's a start. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I'm enjoying this series a lot, and I can't wait to get to issue 2.